On today's episode of Faking Cultured, we're going to be making some not so chili chili. In addition to that, we're going to be adding some sweet cornbread to the mix. We're also going to be having quite a few sips of our favorite beverage. So it's time to get going, have a sip of that favorite beverage, and watch this. You know what goes great with not so chili chili? Sweet cornbread. But you know what you need? You can't just be making sweet cornbread, Jeff. You know what you need?
Sip your favorite beverage.
Sip your favorite beverage. Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, bitch.
Guys, this is really easy. Never made cornbread before? You can cheat. I'm using the mix. I don't know, is that a cheat? I mean, aside from who? I don't know anybody that's actually like stone grinding their cornmeal.
Made it completely homemade.
Yeah, I mean, does anybody, do you do that? If you do, let us know down in the comments below. But this is all you're gonna do. You're gonna take your egg. Try not to get the shell in. You need one egg. As such, oh yeah, you see that, Jeff?
I heard it.
That's a 3-pointer. One egg, you're gonna need 1/3 cup of vegetable. Let's try that again. 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. You're also gonna need 1 cup of milk. 1 cup of milk. I'm butchering this one, Jeff, but that's okay. Get all of that in there. I like to put all the wet ingredients in first. Then we're gonna whisk it around, get that egg busted up. You're gonna get that milk, that vegetable oil, that egg just kind of permeated and coagulated right here inside the bowl. Jeff, how's that look? Should we go a little closer? How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And then just slowly start adding in your cornbread mix. So just as such, as you stir, we're gonna try to do this. You just wanna empty the whole thing in. These are ingredients I got off the box, so they should be correct. We shall see. I might have gotten a bigger bowl, Jeff. We'll know for next time.
It fits.
It fits. I think it's gonna ship, Jeff. We're just gonna rotate, mix, and you're just gonna keep doing this until you get a nice, good little, almost like a pancake consistency, I guess would be kind of where we're gonna go with this, Jeff.
It instantly went to pancake mix.
That it did. You wanna try to get the sides. You want to get what's inside. You want to knock it out every now and then, because if you look, you got some dry powder in there. So you want to make sure you get a good mix. I'm not liking this whisk very much. It seems to flex a little too much, but that's okay. Just mix. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, some cornbread.
You gonna eat that cornbread?
I'm gonna eat that cornbread.
That's right. We're gonna eat this cornbread.
You want my recipe for never fail cornbread?
Lady, you are a piece of cornbread.
Now, a very important step that a lot of people miss after they get their batter done is always forget to go back, have another sip of your favorite beverage. Jeff, cheers bitch. The next part's really easy. Now, one thing you need to notice, I've got the little baking sheet cups in here. You either need to do this, if you're not gonna use those, it's not required, but you do wanna grease the inside if you're not using these. So, as easy as that can be, we're just gonna take a little bit of this. As such, make the mess that we're inevitably going to be making.
It's gonna be messy.
It's gonna be messy, that's all right. Pour it in, booyah. Pour it in, booyah. And that's it. You're just gonna keep going until you're done. Uh-oh, get in there. That one's nice and thick. Look at that, Jeff. Thick. And once this is done, all you gotta do is throw it in the oven, 375 for 5 minutes. That's it. Well, that's gonna be pretty quick. So let's get this one in here. And another thing too, some people like their cornbread nice and dry. Some people like it a little moist on the inside. So we're gonna probably get a little bit of both out of this batch, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody's perfect, especially me. Even though I say I am all the time, or at least think I am. All right, these are gonna go in the oven, 375, 5 minutes. We'll be right back after we pull them and see what we're left with. All right, everybody, you're gonna have to bear with me. First time ever doing chili in an Instapot. This is gonna go kind of fast, so please try to bear with me on this one. What we're gonna have to do is get our Instapot set to saute. We got that already preheated. It's in saute mode. Now we've got a lot of high heat down in the bottom of the bowl. We're gonna start by adding our 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. down in the bottom as such. Get your onions in. Listen to that sizzle. Go ahead and stir that around. You want to get these sauteed just a bit. What you want to do is you want to try to get them a little softened up a little bit. Just let that do its thing. Give it a stir occasionally. You know what? We're going to go next. We're going to go with our garlic next, Jeff. We need to get this nice and heated up. Roughly 3 whole cloves of garlic. Now let's do this. We're going to put a little spot right here in the middle for that garlic to sit in. If I can get it there. Oh. And just as such, give it a rake. Once you can smell the garlic, then it's time to stir some more and you're ready to go. I can smell it. Let's get that stirred in with the onions. The onions are now starting to soften up just a little bit. 2 pounds of ground beef. Just like so. And we're basically going to let this go until the ground beef gets browned, I believe, Jeff. Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
We're just going to brown this ground beef. Let's get it mixed up here with the onion pretty good. As I like to say, let it do its thing. While that ground beef is in there starting to brown up, guess what time it is, Jeff?
Sip of the favorite beverage.
Time to have a sip of our favorite beverage. Cheers, bitches. You can see how it's starting to brown right there on the bottom. Let it do its thing. Oh, Jeff, guess what time it is?
Favorite beverage again?
Have another sip of your favorite beverage. Cheers, bitches. We have a lot of sips of our favorite beverage this episode. And this is probably the quickest thing we're cooking in a while.
It is.
But that's okay. Because it's only about 4:30 in the afternoon. We started filming, I don't know, what, 2 o'clock?
No, it's closer to 3.
Closer to 3. So it's only been about an hour and a half in of what would actually take you at home. This hour and a half in the studio translates to about 15 minutes, I think, to chop an onion, saute your meat and your onions, stir everything in and go. So, this is really going to be, in less than an hour, you can have chili. Now, we're going to see how good it is. I've never had Instant Pot chili. But this is still sauteing. We're going to let it do its thing. I don't want to mince that meat up too much. It's starting to get a little soft and break apart. And it's kind of starting to look like meatloaf. You don't want meatloaf in your chili. Well, I don't know. That might not be so bad. I like this angle, Jeff. It's a little thinning. Better than this one, right? See? So that's why we use multiple cameras.
We
We're
can
still...
hide
Exactly. Hide a gut. Is that a setting in DaVinci? They got a hide a gut node for when you go do your coloring, your color matching?
Kind of like lens correction.
Yes. It could be a belly correction. We're still letting that brown a little bit. It's going to brown a little bit longer. We're not quite there yet. It doesn't have to be perfectly brown all the way through and fully cooked because we're still going to have this thing cooking for about, 15 minutes? Yeah, once we get everything in. But right now we've got our garlic, we've got our onion, we've got our meat that's starting to brown. We're going to be adding to that, you'll see here in a minute, we've got some tomato sauce. We've got some fire roasted tomatoes without jalapenos this time. Thanks, Mike. And a couple cans of, oh, that's right, Peggy. We are using 2 cans of beans, not 1. I saw your comment on the photo we posted earlier. She's like, 1 can of beans? Nah, you need at least 2. So give this another little stir, and I think we're going to be good to start adding everything in. All right, this is what we're going to start with. 3 tablespoons chili powder, just as such. 1 tablespoon of paprika, just as such. 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, just as such. We've got 1 teaspoon of cayenne. Now the cayenne pepper, that is optional.
It's optional.
That is optional. So this is our not so chili chili. You'll see why when we go to taste it. But it's not a lot. You can put more, you can put less. You don't even have to put any in at all if you don't want to. The last thing we're going to have to add in is 1/2 a cup. No, yes, 1/2 a cup of beef broth.
Yes.
Right here. Just to give it that little extra pow beef flavor. Give that a good little mix.
Oh, it smells so good.
That it does. We've got, let's see. We've got a 28 ounces of fire roasted diced tomato. Let's go ahead and get that in there. Just as such. Oh yeah. We've got 15 ounces of tomato sauce. Now the lid kind of came out a little funky. So I needed that. There we go. It opened up nice. That's good. 15 ounces of your tomato sauce. And then what you're gonna want to use now, I think these are 15 ounces as well, 16 ounce cans, 2 16 ounce cans of dark red kidney beans. You can use variations of different beans. I've seen some people use the not dark red. I was trying to go into something that I knew what I was talking about, but I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. So, dark red kidney beans, that's what we're gonna use. We'll get one more in here. It's starting to look like chili. I think it's gonna need a really good mix. Let's get that just mixed in, sloshed around a little bit. Do you hear that? As Johnson would say, that sounds rather moist. We're rather moist. So the next thing we're gonna do, because we still gotta get these beans, everything infused with the flavor. We're gonna put our lid on, and we're gonna set this for, I believe, what we say, 15 minutes, Jeff?
15 minutes.
That's on. We're gonna pressure cook. Let's go. Stop this. Pressure cook. On high. Oh, nope. Oh, is there a chili setting? Oh, there is a chili setting. Let's get to that. Chili. 15 minutes. Boom. And on high. Now we're just going to let it do its thing. It's going to take a little bit of time to come to pressure before it actually starts cooking. So, you know, we were talking earlier how the recipe we got this from couldn't do math.
Yeah.
What was it? They said it was like 10 minutes of prep time.
10-minute prep time,
Mm-hmm.
15 minutes of cooking, but it takes 45 minutes till it's ready.
Right. We were both looking like, what are these idiots? Like, what are they talking about? Now I know where that extra time is coming from. Because this counter will not start until it reaches pressure.
Oh.
See? So, sit back, have a sip of your favorite beverage.
Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, bitch. We'll be back in 15 minutes with this plated. We're going to put the little condiments on top, some dressing, and we'll go from there. Oh. Do you smell what the Rob is cooking?
The Rob is cooking.
We've had a hell of a time. We cooked some chili. The chili's done. We encountered some issues earlier. Pro tip, Jeff?
Instapot needs to be level.
Yes. We had the Instapot propped up a little bit of an angle. We did what everybody else does with their Instapot. We had it propped up that way for the top-down angle, by the way. As everybody else does with their Instant Pot, we sat it and forgot it. Went outside, had some sips of our favorite beverages, came back, and it wasn't holding pressure. Well, make sure your Instant Pot is level. Otherwise, the releasing valve is not going to seat properly, and you're going to have a second go at it, which we did. And here we are. Jeff, we got chili done. Everybody does their chili a little bit different as far as what goes on it, because once the chili's done, you're not just done. Everybody's got to customize it, got to make it their own.
Yep.
I, personally, got to have pepper jack cheese, little scallions, that's going to go at the end on top for a little bit of color. Some Ritz crackers. You cannot have chili without Ritz. That is kind of sacrilegious if you do.
Yep.
And of course, you got to have cornbread.
The cornbread looks a little depressed.
Well, Jeff, you know what? That's okay.
From time to time, we all get sad.
One day you're happy and
Then you're sad, and then
next you're eating depressed cornbread. Yeah. Yeah, and in fact what happened was it didn't cook fully in the center, which we didn't discover until they collapsed after we pulled them out of the stove oven. And then we tasted it,
Yes.
and what happened, Jeff?
It was good.
It was very good. How did you describe it?
It tasted like a cream-filled donut.
Yes, it did. Apparently Jeff likes a lot of things cream-filled. We discovered today that I like my cornbread a little bit raw in the center. It actually was really good.
It was really good.
I don't know if that would work on regular cornbread. This is sweet cornbread. Maybe that's why. But let's get to building. Before we do that, though, have a sip of your favorite beverage. Jeff, cheers,
Cheers.
sir. This is basically what we're doing. Sour cream, a staple. Let's just ooze a little bit of that on top. Oh yeah, buddy. Just like so. I think that's gonna be enough, Jeff. What do you think?
Yep.
We're gonna crush up some crackers right on top. Just as so. I like that. Big chunks, little chunks. We like it all. Get that in there. A little bit of cheese. I'm thinking, Jeff.
What you got there, pepper jack?
Little pepper jack cheese on top. You're not gonna be able to see the chili soon enough, but that's okay. Oh, and then of course a little pop, a little color. Just a little, not a lot, just a few. How about that? It's pretty, but it doesn't have to be, because the next thing you're gonna do is mix it all up. So you're not gonna be able to see any of that anyway. But let's go ahead and mix. Nice, thick, chunky chili. I like it. Now, there's two ways that people use Ritz crackers in their chili. As I just demonstrated, some people just crumble it up and put it inside their chili. Other people take it and use it kind of like chips and salsa, if you will. And that's what I like to do. So now that we get all that going, let's get a little bit of this. Oh, we got no green on it, Jeff.
Need some green.
Need some green. A couple things of green right there. Boom, boom, boom. How about that? Well, you can put that on a cracker.
You can put that on a cracker.
That's right. I'm having a bite. Jeff, this is really good. This is, you know what? I'm going to bring you a bite. And get some beans on there. A couple scallions on top. Just as such. I mean, look at that. Would you look at that? Jeff, there you go, sir. What do you think? Oh, let's not forget the cornbread. What do you need?
Where's my bowl?
Oh, that's coming right up.
Oh my goodness.
We haven't wrapped yet. Little
Oh, my
cornbread.
goodness.
Little cornbread.
And if you look, it's really not that raw inside.
It really isn't. But it did taste really good.
Oh. It's like
I got you, Jeff. This right there, that's some other one. Look, folks, this is how it is. It's chili. It's in an Instant Pot. Start to finish, this should take you less than 45 minutes to an hour. Really easy to do. You just kind of throw everything in there, let it do its thing. We're gonna keep eating. We're gonna probably head over to Daly's here in a minute, have a shot of beer when we get done wrapping and tearing down. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. How do you like your chili? Do you use sour cream at all? Do you use Ritz crackers? You know what? If you don't use Ritz crackers, just unsubscribe. Because you're just not normal if you don't do that.
that happens.
Another one in the books, folks. We'll see you next time.